Good evening. I know the frequency is not in use. My name is Paul K4PEW, net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. Is there any emergency? Nothing heard. Hopefully there never will be. But if you do have an emergency, call 911. And if you can't do that or they don't answer us, we're here to help. Just make sure you give us our address, your address. We don't need our address. Your address, and then the other pertinent bank information. The net may be broken at any time for emergency traffic or that kind of thing. For information on our net, you can see us right now on the search block on YouTube. My call K4PEW. It'll bring it right up. I think it calls it calls it so like Premier Khrushchev, and this is Premier Simple. Um, you can also see information on 15.net, just like the frequency, except no decimal. It does have a decimal before the net. 146.415 webpage, and also you can see us in our groups.io page. That's groups.io. Somewhere upwards of over 178 people on the list, so there's some appeal there. A good place to talk about things or selling things or buying things, or Wade has also got the reminder system for all the nets and some of the nets that we don't have anything to do with. Or you can email me at k4pew at arrl.net. That's kilo for whiskey at arrl.net. Net normally meets at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday night. Now, here, um, and we do it on 146.415 FM Simplex. And tonight we're also doing 10 meters on 28.415 upper sideband. It's 28.415 upper sideband. This is Wednesday, yeah, that's what we're doing. Um, and we'll move on here. The purpose of this is to have fun. Ham radio is fun. It's a hobby. It's not a, if it's a, you're in the wrong hobby. It shouldn't be a drudgery. It can be, I guess, sometimes if you're struggling putting up antennas or something, but it's not a drudgery. Ham radio, we want to keep it. Um, that's why it's a club without rules. Well, we have some rules. The rules are, um, here you got to talk. That's a rule, I guess. And when you come to the breakfast, you have to wear clothes. That's another rule. I mean, it's been, no, I don't think it's been messed with. But anyway, we'll move on. We move. It's for fun. That's all it is. Fun. And stations, listening to other people how they handle themselves, and if you can hear them properly. If you can't, you can hear it on the YouTube video who I'm talking to. Also get an idea by listening to the YouTube how you sound to me. Me just saying you're S5 and mean much, but if, on the YouTube video you can get pretty good idea. Anyway, announcements. Last, I think, yeah, it's the last net of the. Is that correct? Yeah, last net. On Monday's Saturday's the first. Yeah. So this is the last net of 2021. We will be having a breakfast. Saturday. What do you call it? Courtney's in Mount Juliet. That's on the north end of Mount Juliet Road before it gets to Lebanon Road. Um, let's see, what else did I have on there? That's something else I was going to remind you. Oh yeah, there's a thing on the. If you haven't seen it, there is a winter simplex made by somebody somewhere. You can, if you just look up winter heat on the air, or you can look it up on if you didn't see the email in the group. But look up winter heat simplex. It should come up. If it doesn't, just drop me a line and I'll send you the link. But the link did. Again, the breakfast. I think that's all I got. Does anybody else have any other notes that need to be mentioned here today besides the leader net on the same frequency, 28.415? That's at 7:30 though, not even 8 o'clock, 7:30 p.m. And ably handled by KM4YRF Michael. And that's, again, Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. Anybody have any other announcement issues?
I have a comment, Paul.
Okay. Did I do that wrong?
No, you did it right. You were the breakfast though. Is that this Saturday or the next Saturday? Isn't it the second Saturday
was wondering why we were doing it on the 1st. All right, that's right. It's a week from Saturday. You can still go there if you want to, but and see, on next coming Saturday, you don't have to wear any clothes. A week from Saturday, not this Saturday. I'm sorry, I made a mistake on that one. Should have paid more attention to that. Thank you, Michael, for that clarification.
You're welcome, Paul. Anytime.
Yeah, do something about that signal. It's wearing out the plus 60 on the mic.
Well, I'll try to talk in short bursts. How about that?
Yeah, that'd be good. It's also peeking out the middle there, when it shows that somebody's talking. It's bumping up against the top there and it's hurting it. All right, very good. Any other announcements or potential announcements or correction announcements, which often comes up? KN4IEA, what's up?
Good. Vicky up in Portland. I got an announcement.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I just want to remind everybody that on Thursday night at 7:30 on frequency 14755, I have a net on Simplex. Invite everybody over. It'd be tomorrow night at 7:30. How do I sound to you? I got that Diamond X510 antenna up, and I'm using it now.
On my memory, which is sometimes bad, but I do remember this one. Your audio before it was marginal. The signal was lower, but just a little lower. But the audio and the signal are just around the corner.
Yeah, roger that. You're coming in loud and clear, no static. Awesome antenna. I've already tried it out. It seems like I'm hitting repeaters in Sparta. It's reaching out a lot better. I do appreciate the information to get this for a good Christmas present this year.
Yeah, excellent. I'm glad it's working out very well for you. It's good that you came on and told us about the Simplex net tomorrow night. That announcement goes out Thursday to all of the people on the mailing list, which is about 178 hands. So it already goes out as an email reminder to everybody.
Well, I do appreciate that. That's awesome. And I do appreciate everybody that's jumped over and give me a check-in over on mine. So if you're all listening, I'm not going to be able to hang out with you too long tonight. I get up about 3 o'clock barrel, so I won't be able to hang out too long. So you can check me in, and I may bail out anytime.
Good to have you in there. That's Ricky. He's net control for the Sumner County from Portland Simplex net, and that's on 146.5. It starts, if my memory serves me right, at 7:30, right, Ricky?
That is correct.
Yeah, very. For you military types, it's 19:30, and for you people that are in a different time zone, it's still 19:30 Central Time. Okay. For everybody else, it's just it's 7:30 p.m. Anybody announcements? All righty, then we'll move right on to people short on time, please.
November 4, Tango Juliet Foxtrot.
Hey, Rick, how you doing? Well, you got over that whatever that cold, flu, lung, nose issue?
Yeah, it's actually flare up and a little infection there in the upper respiratory. It hit me pretty hard, but anyway, doing better. Glad to hear everybody, and so I don't have much time, but I wanted to check in and say hello.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, I have a little bit of those lung issues, and it just came up in the last year or so. It's mine's not like yours. Hope it doesn't get any worse.
I appreciate that very much, sir, and I'm going to do my best to keep it from getting any worse. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate what you do.
Very good. That's Rick in Ashland City, or near Ashland City, I should say. It's Kilo November 4. Short on time. All righty, we'll stay taking check-ins from the west. That's the opposite of east, and just to the left and north. West, please come in.
KO OKE. Yeah, 4 WBC.
All right, it was only about 4 of you in there, so I'll just take them as I remember the first 2 or no 3. Yeah, where there is it? All right, hold on. All right, I got Roy. How are you, Roy?
Good. Tired, but I'm okay. You're sounding good tonight.
Yeah, you're sounding good too. Did you get that the antenna squared away?
Oh, we're making progress. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. It won't be long.
Yeah, once you got it, then you'll.
Exactly. Well, I'll let you keep getting back to it for the rest of them. And good talking to you. And Happy New Year to everybody. And KO4OKE out.
Very good. Now that was Roy. He's in yeah, Madison. Kilo Oscar 4 Oscar Kilo Echo. Chris, I heard you in there with WB4. No, I'm sorry. One in there. KI4 BWZ.
Yeah, for WBC. Yeah, Chris. Oh, still around. Could do could be heard. I guess that means my antenna's functional. I don't know how I sound, but you might get over that.
Well, your copy's okay. It's got a lot of noise. Not a lot. It's got a fair amount of noise in it because it's only about an or so S4 signal.
Yeah, it's probably going to shut up over here. Anyway, not much to report. Just move along. Let everybody else do their thing. Uh, yeah, for WBZ clear.
She is in Hermitage, Kilo India 4 Bravo Whiskey Zulu. Been around a long time, but we haven't heard from him in issues. But I'm glad he's back. Um, I think I heard Clyde in there.
Yeah, but today just sitting around the house drinking coffee.
Well, when it's raining outside, can't go out and do anything unless you just want to get wet.
Around my 2 meter antenna boosted. I've been trying different locations and decided the first one was the best one, so I just left it alone. Anyway, and not too much. Like just sitting around playing with radios.
Oh yeah, it's all good. When you don't get much done, it's still fun.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I got some information, DX information on it, but I can't remember where I put it. And I tried to work at each station, but it was kind of weak. But I know where he every day at the same time. I just can't remember where it's at because I can't remember the piece of paper I wrote it on. Anyway, yeah, just playing around, just playing with it, try to.
Very good. That's Clyde, Whiskey Bravo 4, Yankee Lima Victor. He's here in Mount Juliet. Who else is west? Hello, Jeff. What's up with you?
I'm okay, just kind of hanging out, just staying dry.
Yeah, well, I was amazed how much it's drizzled today. It started sometime in the afternoon, I think, or maybe did you see it earlier today?
Yes, it is. It kind of rain a little off and on, light. And the only thing I heard was thunder, and that's it. It didn't do what the weather forecasters were crying about.
You're gonna hear the weather forecasters. I didn't even know it was gonna rain until I saw it rain.
And we're supposed to have, storms and all this, and they're beating the drum about that. But most of it's supposed to take place south of I-40. But there was one clap of thunder, and that's about it.
Yeah, we can do without the heavy weather. That's a pain. Yeah, it's always fun because Well, they do a good job. Don't misunderstand me, and they're doing the job they think they have to do. I don't need to be reminded to take an umbrella, wear a raincoat. I think that anybody who's over like 12 knows that.
Yeah, you think so, but they beat the drum about that sort of thing. That's the only job where they can be wrong and not get any type of trouble about it.
We're on the side of being loud and predicting bad things because it's easier to predict bad things if nothing happens to them at all and people die. They go, "What the heck are you doing over there?"
Yeah, but meteorology is nothing more than some educated guess. They do have the satellites, all the computers, and all this. But it's still an educated guess.
Yeah, my favorite was, and I have to look it up. I'm sure it's on the web. I haven't even, I don't think I've ever looked it up. Back in the 80s, I don't remember, in middle 80s, and a storm came in. I mean, off the Gulf of Mexico, man, and it hit the middle of the, Florida, or how much it affected. But I know it hit St. Pete, Clearwater, Tarpon Springs, the whole side of the coast. And it did several $1 million of damages. Moved from moorings, and beaches were eroded tremendously, and docks were knocked down. The Weather Service never saw it coming.
I don't see how they couldn't miss something like that unless just one of these little quick pop up things just came in, all of a sudden.
I have to look that up. I forgot all about that until recently. Anyway, you're right. The Weather Service is a tough job. They really do. It's too. Anyway, good to have you in there, Jeff. That's Whiskey Yankee 4 Golf. He's in Madison. Good signal. Who else is west?
Cam, and you know where?
You know where. Well, nobody knows where Belshire is. That's.
The well kept secret.
Is it actually a place? I mean, is it like as? I mean, I don't think it's as well known as Donaldson or Madison. Is it?
No, it's just a little area they call Belshire, and it's mostly it's a single family, real, and I really like living here.
Yeah, it's real quiet until you get that multiple murder, suicide going on.
We try not to talk about that.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Everybody always says that when there's a real bad thing happens in their neighborhood, and man, this guy was the nicest guy in the world. He would have given you the shirt off his back. No, it's always, yeah. I think I told you I was going to I made up a script, at least in my head. That ever happened in my neighborhood? When the sheriff goes out there, I'd go up and say, "Listen, I'm sorry I didn't. I called you guys a number of times. What do you call it? The news agencies, because they're always looking for somebody to talk to. And you tell them, so listen, I called the sheriff like 6 times, told him about the guy with, everything, animals, trees, moving cars, pedestrians. Nobody responded, and I guess he asked for it, but I didn't think he was a bad guy."
Oh man, that's so funny. To change the subject a little bit, we had check-ins last night on the Cheatham net, and I missed Richard's net.
Oh, like yeah, last night was a tough one for me on nets, and I'm 9 on Cheatham. That's cool.
Lee from Ashland City checked in, and I was real happy.
Oh, that is good. I'm glad that net's picking up speed because they were on the low end there for a while.
It's kind of up and
Yeah, well, let's put it this way: if you have a club, you should have a large percentage of the people from the club.
I'm not even sure how many people are member, but I imagine it's more than checks in.
Say that we have 170 people in our email club, and if we get 30 people on the net, that seems like a low number, but it's a huge number compared to some other nets and some other club issues.
Absolutely. Well, I guess I've carried on enough to that. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, very good. That's Michael. Of course, he's the one who does the 10-meter net on Sunday nights at 7:30. That's Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. Who else is? If you're not on the list for reminders, it's a good thing to be on. There's a And yes, a lot of messages get sent out about reminding for nets, but that's the only way that I can remember there's nets. Is that I have, when those remind, I should supposed to remember them all, but I don't. Anyway, get on the list. Anyway, that's Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. He's in Belshire, with Nashville, and before you get to Madison, and way before you get to Louisville. Who else is west?
November 4th. Kilo 4, Sierra X-ray, X-ray.
Hold on one second there. Don, that's who we had. DJT, N4 DJT. What's up?
Hey man, I like to hear your biscuit. Flies my here, and looking forward to the weekend, do some cooking, and then gonna just chillax for a bit. And
Well, I'm hoping to see some more activity on the group. I was hoping you saw that the thing about that simplex and certain FM frequencies. Are you going to participate in that?
I did not notice that, but I only do Simplex for sideband. I don't really play with repeaters anymore, so there you go.
Well, no, somebody put up a national thing. It's been apparently the third year. You can look on the groups.io site. There's a message in there. But if you need more, if you can't find it there, which I'm sure you can, just tell me. But you can look winter heat simplex net, I think is what the title of it is. But they selected frequencies, and they said, well, because obviously if we're on FM, by the way, it includes FM and DM star and the other one, Yaesu Fusion, all have to be on simplex.
Yeah, I'll try. I mean, I like FM Simplex. It's fine. Yeah, I'll definitely put it in my put the frequencies radio if they don't have them already.
Yeah, anyway, it's winter heat. Just look at it. I'm pretty sure you'll find it on the, in heat simplex or something. I think that all those terms should nail it down. If it doesn't, you can look in our email list, email archive there. Anyway, everything else going well for you?
Yeah, everything's going good. Dodged some raindrops this afternoon. Nothing bad here. Just a heavy shower. That wasn't all over. And, yeah, I'm going to be relaxing for the rest of the evening and then playing on the computer, yada yada.
You don't get enough computer action, right?
Yeah, just for my own enjoyment, not for anybody else. So, it's a little different. So, but yeah, that's all I'm doing. I got nothing else going on here, brother.
All right, very good. That was Don. He's in Bon Aqua with a good signal. A little shade there tonight due to conditions, but there's still a good signal. November 4, Delta, Juliet, Tango. It's Don in Bon Aqua. That Kilo Sierra X-ray, do I have that right?
Roger. Sierra X-ray, X-ray.
Oh, awesome. How are you tonight? Hello. Is this Lee?
This is Lee.
Oh, very good. Hadn't heard from you in a while. How you doing?
First time caller.
Ages, but yeah, I'm glad you're out there. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Had a really crummy year with health and stuff, but I'm getting again.
Oh, awesome. It wasn't COVID, was it?
Negative. Started out with multiple myeloma cancer, and on the way to cure the cancer, discovered heart disease. So they decided to fix that. Then they decided, oh hey, you also need a pacemaker. So I've been through all this stuff. We haven't touched the cancer.
Wow. Well, from what I've seen and heard, I had two members of my family had pacemakers. Pacemaker is the easiest thing you went through.
Aortic valve replacement was not fun. Pacemaker was a walk in the park.
Oh, wow. Well, they're doing wonderful things, Lee, as you know. And when you were young, that would have been unheard of. I mean, if they have it that routine, not that it's simple. And my brother, he's 54, but he had a heart transplant 4 years ago at the age of 51.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, when I was talking to the pacemaker, he goes, "There's a few things you can't do," and I go, "Look, I'm a ham radio operator, and if that's going to interfere with this, deal's off."
That shouldn't be a problem, is it?
No, actually, it turns out arc welding and running saws are the problem. And I was like, well, I can give up the welding, and my chainsaw is electric, so I don't have to worry about it.
Interesting. Just on the chainsaw is just because of the spark, the ignition system.
That's it. It's the sparks that are put out by both the pig and also I really can't be close to spark plugs, like within a foot or so.
Well, that's not too hard to avoid, I don't think.
Working on cars a long time ago, I open up the hood and it looks like nuclear power plant. I mean, what happened to distributor, oil cap, valve, that kind of stuff.
It went the way of the nylon tires.
Yeah, that way. Yeah, I drive it down to Goodyear and go fix it.
Well, I'm glad you're doing better. I think I had heard you had some health problems, but I'm not in that loop over there in the Nashville Club anymore, and so I don't really hear them.
Yeah, I've not been laid up. I was a little in June during open heart surgery. That kind of put the bone real quick, but I've been up and about and ambulatory. I'm still working actually.
Oh, awesome. Well, you're in the IT side of.
Correct. So it doesn't matter if I'm there or if I'm here at home, so long as I can link the computer to theirs, I can work.
Cool. Yeah, a lot of it's fun. And it's not a good deal for I don't know. Let's put it this way. I worked at home for a while, some years ago, but I worked out of the house. I'm there all the time, but the home was my office. The bad side is when you're home, you're never away from work.
Yeah. To explain to them that I was a little late because there was an accident next to the bathroom going down the hall. They didn't buy it.
So, no, it's not bad as long as you know how to manage it properly. Because I used to catch myself going by the room that I had with at the time, and and all my stuff, and that's where the laptop was, and I find myself meandering in there and doing work after hours. A good idea.
Yeah, and I find myself doing it too on nights I can't sleep. Of course, I did tell them that it doesn't matter. They will get a solid 8 hours of work, even if it takes me all week to put it in.
Yeah, very good. I think IT guys probably put in more hours accidentally than most people, just due to the nature of their business, because it's entertaining and interesting and productive.
Well, that and we like living indoors and don't want the boss yelling at us. And but yeah, you're right about the entertaining. It's like usually I find it a kind of a challenge. It's a puzzle I need to solve.
I've heard that from. I haven't seen. I'm not in IT, but I know what you're talking about. It with problem solving, you actually enjoy it. You enjoy the challenge. Figure it out, or somebody figures it out for you, and then just get mad.
That's where Google is your friend.
Yeah, very good, Lee. I'm glad you're up and at her, hopefully. And sorry you had all those problems, but I hope to hear you again. That was Lee, a first-time caller. Kilo 4 Sierra X-ray. Good to have you in there, Lee. Who else is West?
KO4 HSD, David in Bellevue.
Hey, David in Bellevue.
Oh, just kind of relaxing this afternoon, the evening, and just waiting on the cold weather that's going to be coming in.
Yeah, I still have when I lived in. I've lived in the South 40-something years of my life, and I've also lived for a couple of years. I still have those winter coats hanging in the garage here, for when on those few days it gets into the 20s.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like it's late December right now, so it's not. It's definitely odd.
No, yesterday was because it was. I don't remember the temperature. It wasn't particularly warm, but it was at whatever temperature it was, 60 something. The relative humidity was very high, so it was relatively uncomfortable in the house.
Yeah, I noticed that. Plays the biggest part out of it.
Yeah, no, it's always a problem, but the problem with it's bad part about in the home I was living in Niagara Falls, New York. Oh man, that's all. That's what 12 years ago. I had my dry in the winter because it gets down to zero or whatever. I walked across the house to turn down the radio because it was on my. It was a Yaesu 897D. I walked across, forgetting about static electricity. And it was zap, and the radio quit. It would not restart. I had to send it back to the factory.
Oh man,
Oh, and I was bad. Man, I'll never do that again. I will ground myself somewhere, whatever I have to do before I touch a radio when I was really low humidity. Anyway, it's good to have you in there, David. Everything going out all right? Going okay with you?
Yeah, doing good.
Very good. That's Kilo. I do have that right. Kilo Oscar for Hotel Sierra Delta, right?
That is correct.
Very good. Kilo Oscar for Hotel Sierra Delta. Who else is West?
KG4 LV, Jack and Donaldson.
Oh, put some, what do you call, blankets over your garden?
No, it's gonna enjoy the rain here.
No.
Oh, when I've got plenty, the cold doesn't bother it.
Oh, really? Oh, the carrots won't. There was something else too, wasn't
Yeah, some green, and stuff like that.
there? Kale. My wife tried to tell me that kale was good. It's not good. I think so. Yeah, they were trying to sell that as it was like the garden's answer to all my health problems, and I don't believe it.
I got my seeds in for my tomato plants and all this stuff, so I'll be getting the starts here soon. And anyway, that's the warm got me having spring fever.
Oh, I'll bet. What do you start the tomato seeds in inside pots, do you?
Peat pods and under a dome, and then just up by the window, and then they grow. Put them in the garden after the frost.
Awesome. How many plants do you normally plant on tomatoes?
Usually 8 or 10, sometimes 12.
Sure, you're not Italian?
Seeds come up and how well they look.
No, I'm just saying that every Italian I knew when I grew up, and we had a lot of Italians. If you weren't growing tomatoes, you weren't even.
I always grow Roma tomatoes.
Oh, yeah, those are some. I don't know. I tend to like having lived in Florida where there was a lot of tomatoes. They had them big beefsteak tomatoes, and the other one called home something. I forget what they're called.
Seeds and some other kind of. It's not a beef heart; it's a beef steak, but it's a different. But yeah, those are good ones.
Oh yeah, I never did grow those, but no, I love tomatoes. I have a tomato almost every day on my salad.
They're loaded with vitamin C. But anyway, appreciate you doing the net, Paul. I'll get out of the way, let everybody else check in. Happy 3.
Yeah, very good, Jack. Jack's wishing everybody Happy New Year. That's Kilo Golf for India Lima Victor, Jack, and Donaldson. Who else is West?
Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo, Greg in Antioch.
Hey, Greg. Everything well with you tonight?
Doing fine. I've already pepper plants indoors to overwinter them.
Oh, you must have them in pots then already, huh?
Yeah, I grow them in containers.
You're talking about the really hot ones, are you?
Yeah, I am.
Oh man, my father used to do that. He used to brag about you could just on some of those he got.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's something wrong with that.
Setting and whatnot.
Well, listen, there's nothing wrong with that stuff. It's just that in my it makes a great. It's almost like using putting pepper on eggs. It's not like you're putting it on to burn your lips off, but they're and just dump it on eggs. That's not my preference. I would rather add some of those hot sauces. You just add it like a quarter teaspoon to and it really enhances the flavor of the whole thing.
Yeah, and I like dehydrating them too and making powders or flakes. Use a whole lot, and you can use it as a spice and use it properly.
You have a dehydrator, or you just do that naturally?
I've got it was a little bit better than it is, but yeah, I have a little dehydrator.
So you can do that in your oven, can't you?
You can. Chili peppers indoors in an oven can be a bad thing.
Does it mess up your upper respiratory system?
For everybody, the whole house.
I never thought about that. You're right. That would be a bad thing. Outside.
Yeah, in the garage, with the fan pointing it out the door.
That's funny. Do you dehydrate anything else?
No, that's really about it. I've been messing with chili peppers for a while, but they're fun.
No, I've known some people that they would dehydrate apples and things like that, fruits.
Dehydrator, I would, but the one I have is almost it's not barely it's barely enough to do it.
You could get arrested for having an improvised respiratory device.
You could. I have breathed in chili peppers before, and it's not good.
No, it would be kind of like getting blasted with.
Yeah, I mean, for a minute, it's just intense, and you wonder if you're going to make it.
Wow. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. Anyway, good. In Antioch, that's Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo. I learned something new tonight about you, Greg. That you like hot. Because he got it from my dad. He picked up that trait from my father, liking to grow hot pepper. Oh, please come on. West or south?
Kilo Bravo 5.
All right, Larry, how are you?
Well, another exciting day in paradise. Rain this round is gone. New rig, so I took the rig out of the truck and brought the old one up here. So that's what I'm on now, using my old D7 house, or APRS rather.
Cool. What radio is new?
Well, I bought that Icon 5100.
Uh,
And well, apparently nobody uses D-Star.
well, I'm hoping. Remember now, there's a D-Star net on Saturday. It's D-Star, DMR, and Fusion. But I'm hoping we can expand that a little bit to 7:30 on Saturday night, so there's more time for more D-Star, more time for D-Star, all of them really, because they're for people who have those modes.
Well, I actually thought it was DMR, but it's not. We got a pretty good receiver on it, 1,000 channels, which even here I still will never fill up. But so it's a new toy in the truck, and I was going to bring this rig up here, so I took my 144 megahertz Yaesu and sidelined it for right now for my 20-year-old here D700.
Cool. Well, I'm hoping it works out well for you on D-Star. Did you already register the D-Star thing?
No, I don't even know what that is.
Just curious. I never got into D-Star myself, but if you have Simplex, you don't have to worry about any. If we can get D-Star Simplex, I think it would be a lot more fun for users.
Yeah, I'll have to study up on it and see what all that. Disappointed it wasn't DMR, which what I wanted.
Well, we're going to be doing. I hope we can expand so they may have it, because we think that Simplex. It's great that everybody can get on the web on D-Star or DMR or Yaesu Fusion. Sitting there with the convenience of either a hotspot or your, D-Star radio through. Well, D-Star doesn't have any repeaters here, so that's out of the question. You can talk all over the world through a repeater that has that functionality. Problem is, I thought that's why we had HF. But so my question, I think the appeal is I'd rather on using FM and digital FM like D-Star, DMR, etc. There just needs to be more people in the Middle Tennessee who can talk to each other. FM, 2 meters.
Okay, so makes sense. So, you ever get just like a 415 group and then do like 5415 and 144
Do unfortunately on 6 meters, seems to me the 6 meters that would 6 meters is open to all technicians. I'm not sure why we didn't do 50.415. We do 50.135, and I don't remember why.
I guess when I'm sitting here all tired and lonely and I have something popping in my head, I'm like, oh, why aren't we on 50 points?
No, we do the 28.415, and we do 446, 415, and 140. And I don't remember why we did 51.35. But I know why we did 2 meters upper sideband. We didn't want to be in that mode on 146, 415, so we had to pick a spot farther. Zero.
Oh, yeah, no big deal. Just that's all I got. Just sitting there copying the mail, and I noticed my younger rig is a little better than the other one. So some folks I've never heard before, I was able to hear it. I'm only running about 25, 51. Trying to slowly clear the rain off the antenna as it goes, and just cooking it right away.
You're a little over 30 over to me from where you are in near Walter Hill, so you're doing great.
Oh, that's good. Plus, I can sit now back with my handheld downstairs and just ping away.
Yeah, that is a nice feature. I don't use it a whole lot. Anyway, that's Larry. He's in the Walter Hill area. Kilo Bravo 5, Echo Charlie Victor. Who else is south?
November Yankee.
Hold on there. Who am I talking to first here? I've got Kilo 3, Mike Papa Romeo. That's who I got first. How you doing there, Mike?
Still figuring things out occasionally with DHF, but having fun doing it.
Oh, it'll take you a while to figure out.
True. Yeah, still working on that extra exam. I'm finally through chapter 4, so I'm working on the course. But the holy mackerel, man, that chapter 4 is the poker bear.
Yeah, there's a lot to digest in that extra studying for the extra exam, and it's somewhat annoying in the sense that you go, okay, satellites. Even if I learn it now, if I don't do satellites for 5 years, I'm not going to remember anything about this. I'm getting you're not going to use right away. So I'm wondering why we bother even talking about it.
Yeah, true. That's what I kind of wonder about some of this. It's just part of the game.
No, well, I think that they try to make it challenging, so you do take the time and glean as much as you can out of that part of the. So they know that you're at least genuinely interested in the having the license class.
Yeah, well, it'll be nice to finally take the test and pass it once he's available.
Oh yeah, no, it's a great day that you don't have. That was one of the prime reasons I used for getting extra was I didn't want to have in the bands.
Yeah, that's the part I kind of hate having to watch where I'm at because, especially down on 20 meters or something, touchy if you're a little too close to them.
Oh, I know. Well, very good. Got anything else good for the net? I know you're having fun with the antenna, and it sounds like you're doing pretty good.
Just got the question whether or not doing the breakfast at Courtney's Saturday. Wait.
No, it's really actually I messed up when I made the announcement earlier. It's actually the second and fourth Saturday of the month. Saturday's definitely not the second Saturday, considering it's the first of the month.
True.
All right, well, very good. That was Mike Papa Romeo here in Mount Juliet. I heard Bill in my in the dang, I can't even think there, Bill. Kilo Mike 4 November Yankee in Murfreesboro.
Well, you finally drug it out of yourself.
In this mode, sometimes jumping between calls, names, sometimes things get lost in the clutter.
I have a hard time remembering my call sign. That's the reason I posted.
I'm with you. I don't think there's a ham out there, young or old, that in a pinch, when they started to give their call, they said it wrong.
It's just part of life. So as far as everything goes, it's doing okay here, and I hope the same for everybody.
I forgot to ask you one time, with your solar setup, if you have a really cloudy day, does that bother you a lot on keeping the?
No, I've got one 25-watt panel mounted tower
degrees. Never touch it all year long. Keeps my battery charged up all the time.
Oh, that's awesome. Do you remember how?
No, it wasn't all that bad. All you got to do is have the panel and the basically solar is the most important part of it. Because I can go up to 100 on my controller. And from that, I run everything from my charge and batteries and all kinds of things.
Yeah, that's great. I just I don't think I'd asked you that before, but that's fully solar powered station. Aside from charging cell phones and everything else. Well, Bill, glad to have you in there. That's Kilo Mike 4 November. I heard another station in it. Is somebody else south? We'll go back to the west. How you doing, Al?
The compass is working. Not too shabby. Doing some, burning the candle on both ends, but just wanted to check in.
Well, very good. Hadn't heard from you in a while. Everything going okay?
Staying busy. Nails done for all you guys, but like I said, we're making some headway.
Fantastic. Is work getting better?
Oh, by the way, has Tom checked in? He's a new ham.
Tom. Which?
He's one of our guys over at the company. I think right now he's just running on HT power, 5 watts.
Possible, and he'd probably be a Kilo Oscar call. And
yeah, he just got his call, I think, a month ago.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a Kilo Oscars here. No, I don't. Not that I know of. Because I can hear most people on HTs unless they're in a really bad location. Well, downtown's tough if you live downtown, simply because especially if they're at the ground level.
Roger. I am not sure his QTH, Paul, but I tried to work him here one day here on this one, and it was just anyway. I've got a little amplifier. We may let him borrow it for a little bit. So, but I did tell him, you didn't check in. So, I'm soon. I think he's going to upgrade to a new radio, probably something like a mobile.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, you can. It's funny. You can if somebody's short on cash for 100 and change. It's not like it's $1,000, shack in a box thing.
Unfortunately, we lost WA4PCD, Edmund, and over in the West Nashville domain. And I'm not sure if Mike is the custodian or the executor of the estate, but Edmund had a lot of nice, they were face lock loop rigs, so there was probably a but so if Mike gets a notion, maybe coming up Hamfest over at Wilson. But there was a good selection of FM and sideband radios, so I think somebody is on the dollar.
Yeah, he called me about a year ago. It might have been longer, not too much longer though. And he here on on this frequency. Nice guy. And he calls up. He says, "You guys are come on over to this talk. You can have this net on our repeater." And I went, "Well, why are you doing it over there when you can be on my repeater?" And I said, "Well, because we like it here. We don't need the repeater." Yeah, but it was a funny discussion. Insisted we move over there. I said, "Well, we're not doing it." No, he didn't. He wasn't insisting. You know what I'm saying? He was just adamant. Since he has a repeater that's sitting there a lot, it's for you some.
Oh well, yeah, I can, well, in the '70s, way back when it was where everybody hung out, 88 and 76 and the 3494, but pretty much gone. So, well, let me go hit the sack. Great job as always, and we'll sometime real soon. Keep your fingers crossed.
Very good. That was Alan. Whiskey for Echo. He is in Donaldson. We haven't heard from him in a while, so it's good to hear from you, Alan. Who else is Sal?
Kilo Echo 4. Victor.
Very good. How you doing there, Larry?
I'm doing good, man. I'll let you get on with it. KE4 SYB.
I'm in Gravestone, man. Let's get on with it.
Well, I think you're running a little late, man.
Yeah, a little bit. No, that's good. Oh, Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. Who else is south?
Hey, Paul, KM4TM, Tom and Rob. In my radio after Larry.
Well, we need to get, you guys need to be on 5 watts. That's what the rule ought to be. If we had rules, that would it be.
Yeah, that works for me, but good evening, Larry. Good evening, Paul and the net. Look like we have good conditions tonight out in the early station, real well down here in Rockville. So thought that's pushing 60 miles. That's not bad for. Everything's going good here. Just kind of hanging around the shack, getting ready to shut the lights out, and hope you and the whole bunch have a happy New Year. I know I'll talk to you before then, Paul, but for the rest of the M410.
Yeah, very good. By the way, Ricky, the Portland station, that's KN4IEA, he just upgraded to a 510 antenna. So his signal was better than it was before. He was having some issues, and I said, I gave him some information, suitable antennas, and he like a lot of people aren't willing to drop $400 on on the X700, but the 510.
Yep, and I think it's about half the price. So and it's working quite well for him. He was have some hash in there with him, but it was 100% readable, and that's a good long stretch.
Oh yeah, no, it was Tom in Rockville, Kilo Mike 4 Tango Mike. Who else is south?
KR4 Alpha.
Hello, Mr. Tim. How are you tonight?
Doing good, Paul. How
about you? I actually took time so that I wasn't rushing to the net, and had a nice dinner that I made for myself, a big salad. It would just not rush. It creeps up on me quickly at 7 o'clock. I mean, at 8 o'clock, but sometimes I'm eating dinner as I'm getting on the air.
Well, you need to not rush. You know how that is. I rush around half the time, but wanted to try to get in there tonight. Holidays been kind of busy. Get on the Saturday one, so that last this past Saturday anyway. So that was pretty. Time flies. You're having fun, but my old saying is, when you get my age, it flies whether you're having fun or not. So speaking of flying, I'll let you go on and get your rest up. Everybody have a happy New Year, and we'll talk to you next year, not before. KR4 AZ clear.
Good to have you in there. Well, you know what they say about time? Time flies like an arrow, and fruit flies like a banana. That was Tim Zulu. He is in Murfreesboro. Who else is south?
KO4 TTX. John about Juliet.
Very good. That was Kilo Oscar 4. Man, I always get this call wrong too. Hit me with that again, please.
For Tango Golf X-ray.
Yeah, for some reason that combination messes with my dyslexic head here. How you doing tonight?
Well, I've heard a couple of comments about the 500 today, the KX Diamond 500 compared to the 700, which you had. Worth the extra money on the 700?
I would say no. Principally because I was net control, or am net control, and I have a real good elevation to begin with. So I probably 510 where I am, but aside from the fact that I had the cash, I think the 510 is an outrageously nice unit. It's I think it's the Comet GP9 is a comparable antenna. It has about the same gain, 9 point. It's hard to go wrong with the $200 antenna when the opposite is a $400 antenna.
Thanks for the advice.
What are you using now? I forget.
Well, actually, I'm transmitting from inverted V because I was moving my 2-meter around, so my signal's probably a lot lower today.
Well, it's not doing too bad. You're in which antenna?
I've moved my 2-meter around. I just have a vertical 2-meter that I homebrewed one, but meter inverted V antenna I'm working off right now.
Well, it's doing great. I'm telling you, it's hard to complain. You got a good signal. To me, of course, you're in Mount Juliet.
Copy that. Thanks, Paul.
Very good. That is it. Juliet.
That's right. Showing them out Juliet.
Yeah, very good. So I want to make sure I had the first name correct. That's Kilo Oscar 4 Tango Go. Who else is south or east?
WA4ZHI.
What's up with you?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Staying in out of the rain.
Yeah, makes it easy. Real. It's a nice. It rains so much. It's just that if you had some plans, it kind of messes them up.
Well, I don't have any plans. My wife hers, but I'm here with my 2 boys at home.
Well, yeah, it's more confining to do stuff inside, but I always can find something to do.
Well, you know, they've been threatening us possible tornadoes and stuff here, so I just kind of been watching.
There haven't been any serious threats, though, have there, that you've heard?
Just on the news today.
No, I mean they haven't said that there's any. There's a possibility, but they haven't had any serious problems anywhere in the Middle Tennessee, have they?
That's right. I haven't heard about any. It's just.
Yeah, well, I don't like. As you know, we don't like tornadoes very much.
You can't outrun one of those. I don't like them either.
Well, that upsets my wife. We've looked some videos of those big tornadoes out west, and somebody say, "Man, those things are beautiful." She goes, "They're not beautiful."
I don't want to be close enough to see one.
No, I don't even want. It looks like an evil thing running across the landscape. Anyway, that was James, Whiskey Alpha 4 Zulu Hotel India. Who else is west or south or east?
W4WXQ.
XQ. Okay, you've stumped me. I don't remember who that is if you've called in before.
Yeah, it's been a while. Name here's Chris. East of Murfreesboro. Just put the mobile back in a truck I bought here, and I'm here to get a little elevation tonight, so hopefully you hear me okay.
Yeah, you're doing real fine. You have a real clear signal, actually. How far east of Murfreesboro are you?
I'm only about 4 miles east of MTSU's campus.
Well, you're doing like.
Well, like I said, on my property here, there's a hill with a water tower on the top of it, and I drove up here on the top of it. I've never done that before, so I just wanted to see if that would help out. I think I'm about between 7 elevation up here.
Oh yeah, you're doing real good. I do real well into Murfreesboro in that general vicinity, Rockville and a mile, even over. But you're doing real good with the vertical.
Well, I appreciate it. I've got a pushing 50 watts with actually a antenna. This truck had a in mount already on it, so I just actually got an antenna off of Amazon, and that's today, and it's good. So it sounds like it's doing a pretty good job.
Well, pretty good really isn't qualified. I just looked again on that last transmission. Solidly.
All right, well, good deal. Well, seems like it's working out okay. Well, hey, have a good New Year, and I'll turn it back over to you. Good to talk to you, and thanks for the signal report. W4.
Very good. That was Chris. He's down east of Murfreesboro near the MTSU campus. Whiskey 4, Whiskey X-Ray, Quebec. Really, that's one of the better mobile signals I've heard from that distance. Who else is west or east or south or east?
Where's easy?
Hey, Earl. Man, his signal made you sound weak.
Oh, well. They are over here by Bows Woods.
Oh, I know it. No, you're doing fine. I can hear you just very well.
Okay, right back at you. good. Be careful and be safe. And we'll catch you when we can. K4TC.
Very good. That was Earl and Noreen, Kilo Zulu. Been with the net a long time. Who else is east or see? We didn't start get up to north yet. Did we? We're not near there yet. Anybody else east? It's Kilo Oscar 4. What's the rest of that? Say again. Kilo Oscar 4. No. Anybody else copy that transmission? Who was that last who was that last? Oh boy, I'm not. Let me turn up the volume a little bit. Let's try that one more time, please. Well, I'm not copying those last three letters. Are you on an HT in Nashville? Oh boy. Yeah, I'm not copying you real well. I'm sorry about that. I normally can catch most really low, and it's hard for me to understand. Do those last three letters for me after the Kilo Oscar 4 slowly. Oh, uniform, and then what's and Tango's last? L like Larry. Uniform Lima Tango. Very good. And you're located where? Oh, that's why the signals from Hartsville can be terrible. Rich has been in here several times, and sometimes the signal is good, and sometimes it's not so good. Well, very good. Yeah, it's the signal's a little tough to hear you here tonight. If the next person that calls in is going to blast my eardrums out because I got the volume up. Sorry about that. And what was the first name there? Oh, it's another Rich. Very good, Rich. Good to have you in there from Hartsville. That's Kilo Oscar 4 Uniform Lima Tango. You're making a good trip, though. I mean, even though there's a lot of people that can't make the trip here. Anyway, again, it's Rich in Hartsville, Kilo Oscar 4 Uniform Lima Tango. North.
Okay, CTP.
Who is that, Chris?
Well, this is K3CTP if this is the one you want.
Yeah, very good. How you doing, Brian?
Oh, doing good. Get around and check in. I missed it so many times.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you have you in there. Your signal sounds real good tonight.
The old ICOM 271A. Sidebander.
Yeah, well, it's doing about it. I think it was almost up to S7, so we're doing decent. The conditions are good. Is the signal that from better than that from me?
Yeah, you're much better today. Come up a bit about I'd say one unit, so you're about a 4 on the S meter. And Hellshire guy at 60 over, so he's just booming in here.
Well, to you.
Yeah, I think he comes right up the highway to me.
Sure, that's true. You know, I wrote down your call again wrong. It's Kilo Alpha 3. And it's CTP. Can't remember it.
Yeah, it's cut the pizza.
That's what I thought it was, but it's for some reason CTP. Very good. Everything else going well for you?
Yeah. Still playing that quad antenna in the garage. And we got a couple modifications to make to it. You get up on Roy's roof sooner or later, and he'll be able to, knock a few satellites out of the air.
Yeah, I'd be able to hit something like that.
Yeah, I don't know how many
accidentally pull the signals out of the air.
I think he told me it was something like a 12.
Yeah, sounds about right. It's an 8-element beam or 8-element quad. It's like an 11-element Yagi, and so it's got some good front to back to it. I would say that the nicest thing about it is it doesn't weigh much. It's made out of fiber and silver wire and copper wire. That's all it is.
Yeah, sounds good. I can take pictures when it's done.
Yeah, well, I want to wait till it's done and actually working. Then I don't.
Oh, I got you. Well, very good. That was Brian in Hendersonville, Kilo Alpha 3 Charlie Tango Papa, with a good. It sounds like cars are going by or something that are bothering the signal somewhere between you and me. Who else is east or north?
Romeo Victor Quebec, Brent, Mount Juliet.
Hey, Brent. I haven't heard from you in a little bit. You doing okay?
Yeah, working like a nut. Get the holidays over with, and we'll try to get back to normal.
My pencil messed up on me when I was writing. What is it again?
Kilo Echo 4, Romeo Victor Quebec.
I'm forgetting it so wrong.
I do it all the time.
Yeah, very good. Tough schedule. You're still working 3-day weeks?
Well, I was supposed to be like that, but I've been getting called into the fire Monday 24-hour shift, and everything else is kind of messed up right now. So between people being, we got a bunch quitting.
Quitting, or I mean, just flat quitting?
Yeah, they don't get their job and move on.
Oh wow. Are they volunteers or are they regulars?
No, that's the regular crew. Like I said, when they pull an old to come work a 24-hour shift, things are bad.
Oh, that is too bad. Well, obviously they need to do something about that kind of turnover because it's not good.
I think they're trying. I don't know. There's just a lot of. It's like this all the time. Wilson board to every other fire department around Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, I remember hearing somebody else complain about that.
Yeah. Our retention rate. We got a base pack that have always stayed here, but then the retention rate for the young ones.
Yeah, I don't know what to do about that because it's not like they're unimportant jobs. They just need to fund it better.
Always been the problem, at least in my 40 years of experience.
Well, it's funny because like the big city. When I say big, that I know of, though I know that in New York City, the fire department guys are making, I'll bet you 3 times what they're making in Wilson.
Oh yeah. Anyway, well, I mean, like I said, it's easy to make $100,000 a year right in Nashville.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, they've got a lot of overtime too.
Wow. Well, very good. Anything else for the net, Brent? I'm glad you're doing okay.
No, I got my battered up, so I'm going to try to catch you on the 10-meter.
All right, then we better move along there. All right, that was Brent here in northwest Wilson County, Victor, Quebec. Who else is north?
61 Alpha Mike India.
There. Let me. I think my mind went blank. Adam, that's who that is. How you doing, Adam?
Somebody else said, glad to be past the holidays, and I just wanted to add one comment. You were talking earlier about what you believe HF is important. When we're talking about HF versus digital modes, but I think part of the advantage to digital modes are for $300 you can get a radio and hit a local repeater and be on MR. So I think especially for the younger guys getting $1,000 or $1,200 to invest in an HF.
Oh, I agree. No, there's reasons to be on it. Don't get me wrong. I'm from of those who can and do have HF rigs and decent antennas. I personally don't see the appeal. Now, if other, getting on D-Star and talking to somebody in Ireland or Russia, you know. But to me, it's more fun doing that on HF.
Can't wait to get into HF, but again, sometimes the entry fee, you know, and even the antenna, if I can hit a repeater and do it, but HF is in a emergency type scenario where if you lose internet or power or things like that, most people in DMR aren't prepared for that. That's a or die because of that. But I think there are advantages and disadvantages to both, right?
Oh yeah, no, there's fun in all of it. You know, I just dropped, I don't know, $400 on that DMR rig I just bought, and so it's not even that's not a cheap, you know, but I can use my existing antennas and you know all the other stuff I have here that supports it. But um, but you can get $700, you know, a low end one, but it's going to be a decent rig. Anyway, I know what you're saying. I'm not making fun of people who have, you know, who get on DM to talk around the world. If they're having fun, great. But to me, it just doesn't. It just I don't know. Echolink, I had Echolink. That's why I say I was able to talk all over the world on Echolink, and I got tired of that.
Yeah, I think the other factor is bands within HF. If you're only a tech level, whereas you know you got to be a general to get into what HF utilizes. So it's a good entry level point, but I think HF definitely has advantages for emergency type purposes, disaster recovery type scenarios for that stuff for long range.
Absolutely. Of course, that's the other thing is that on DMR locally, I have a good idea. There's about 300 here in Middle Tennessee that I know of. I looked them up on the web, and you know, on the registry. Most of the major counties surrounding Davidson County, all of those counties. There's about three. I think there's about 300. But if you're not having people aren't working on the frequencies on DMR locally, you're stuck with talking to people somewhere else through a hotspot. So I don't know. I just don't see the value in that. That's why I'm hoping we can promote more simplex in those modes: DMR, D-Star, and
Yeah, absolutely. I hear you. Good stuff. But happy New Year to everybody on the net. Always great to hear everybody and you went off like it is.
yeah, very good. That was Adam, and he is in Hendersonville, right?
Skeleton, I moved on you.
Oh, that's right. You moved it. Can't, you know, I get the call right, I get the name right, and I mess up the location again. That was Adam. He is in Gallatin, Whiskey 1 Alpha, India Mike. Who else? Anybody else? Any place, anywhere?
Whiskey 4 Mike Uniform Foxtrot.
There was a perfect double in there, but Jimmy won. How you doing, Jimmy?
I'm doing pretty good, Paul. How about you, Don?
Oh yeah, doing great.
Alrighty, well, I put my 510 back up.
Oh, did you? Looks good. Is that what you on now?
Get off the ground. I've got to raise it back up to its normal height, but the radio waves quad beam didn't work out so good. Tuning problems are really sort of horrendous.
Yeah, I got what you're saying. The 510 is doing great though, because you're 60 over to me. But said from your house, you can see the McDonald's sign that's about a half a mile from my house.
Oh yeah. It's the 510 really well.
Yeah, very good. Of course, when you had the beam, you had the same, and when it's pointed at me, it'd be 60 over as well. But problems, you know, and they're probably better off for doing DX work, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, very good. Juliet, northeast side of towards Mount Juliet High School here, about 5 miles from me. Whiskey 4 Mike uniform. Any place, anywhere?
WB0, hello.
Hello, Mark.
Hello, Paul. Good.
Well, it will be. Hopefully it will be. We'll see what happens between now and the first, huh?
You got most of it, babe.
Oh, I'd hope so. It's funny. You get to the finish line and you don't make it across. That'd be terrible.
Yeah, it would. I guess like John Madden.
Well, he had a good run. I mean, he was what, 85?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we just watched a real special on him. I guess Was it Christmas Day? I think maybe.
Here he goes.
Well, what the best part about a guy like him was he was a colorful guy, and he had a very
Oh yeah, yeah. I loved his quotes. If they got just another touchdown.
they're going to come out with some tribute videos, I guarantee you.
Yep. Carry on. By the way, I got my DMR radio, so we got to play with it one of these days.
Yeah, I'll be putting out a discussion about where we want to meet and when and how, or I'll just figure out a time. Like I said, I was thinking about just starting it at 7 on Saturday night. It goes like on DMR, D-Star and Fusion, rather than start it at 7:30. So we have a little more time to mess around in each of the modes for those that are in.
Yeah, that'd be good. I didn't hear the net control when it was being done, or maybe is being done. I just can't hear them over here.
Well, the brag on digital is that it gets out better, but I don't buy it.
I'm not buying it either. I know it goes away a lot quicker.
Well, I think that people use that digital stuff that prior to the hams getting like DMR or D-Star, it was all on, and those are big power, big antennas.
Yeah, yeah. Or it was to free up band space, just because they could get DMR always was cheating, kind of channels in one narrow bandwidth.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It doesn't bother me. It's harder than just straight old FM, as you know. I mean, because it's channelized rather than there's no VFO.
Alrighty. Well, I'll find you on DMR one of these days and see if I got it programmed right.
We'll get there. Mark here in northwest of Wilson County, Whiskey Bravo 0, November Oscar Oscar. Anybody else? Any place, anywhere?
KG4 CXE, Kristen.
We made it right in and near the end there. How you doing, Chris?
Good, man. I was just finishing an episode. I watched the net on the phone when I'm gonna run up there and catch it, and I'll catch the 10 meter too. So yeah, doing good. How about you?
Yeah, doing great. We're having a good net, and we're going to move over 10 meters. Anything else for the net?
Nope, just wanted to slide in here towards the end, and we'll see you on the next one.
All right, very good. Kilo Golf 4, Charlie in Donaldson. Anybody else?
Kilo Mike 4, Mike X-ray Echo, Clint Old Hickory. Just add one more to the stack.
Hey, give me the first, the rest of it, because I know it's a 4, Mike X-ray Echo. What was the other one?
4, Mike X-ray Echo.
Yeah, those two mics in the same call messed me up.
Yes, sir. Just wanted to add one more. I'll pass it.
Very good, Clint. Clint, you're in. I rarely write down where, but you're in. Golly, is it Hermitage or is it up there north of that?
North of Hermitage in Old Hickory, kind of close to Madison.
Oh yeah, Old Hickory. That's right. The first time I went up to Old Hickory. It is kind of an older neighborhood, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's great. It's like a quiet little town. Although they're building like shops pretty often too, though.
No, you're right. It's like it's an older neighborhood, and it seemed like pretty quiet. I was amazed. It was like I was living in more,
Yes, sir. It's my own little Mayberry up here.
Very good, Clint. That's Clint, Kilo Mike 4. Anybody else? Please come now.
84 VUW Carlin, Bethpage, Tennessee.
How you doing?
I've been doing a little better the last couple of days, so I just happened to tune by here and realized y'all was doing the.
Well, we're still here. This is our 8th year. Can you believe it?
Yeah, you'd be surprised how time can pass. And then you stay. Daggum. I didn't know it's been that long.
Oh, I know. I mean, this is net number 757.
Yeah, let's keep on going as long as people check in on Simplex. It seems to be a nice thing to do.
Oh, yeah. I had a lot of in every week or even every month, but I'm glad to have them no matter when or where they are.
Out there wheels over out there on them wet roads.
Oh, yeah, there's always somebody doing. Roads bring out crazy people because they don't pay. Like I have an old, an ex-cop car, so in wet weather, I got to keep my foot off of the gas.
When it's dry, he gets out there. There's all kinds of tracks outside his driveway. I'm surprised state troopers on this road that's full of people over. I was shocked when I seen a state trooper had somebody pulled over in front of my house here. It's been a while, but I've seen it happen 2 or 3 times. And I'm sure if they come to black marks right there in that driveway, I would think they would want to come and sit back.
Yeah, I suppose that's true, but sometimes they got bigger fish to fry. Someday that's going to be a problem for that dude.
Yeah, I guess. Well, let me check out of here. I thought I'd check in. I just come by and heard it going on in case somebody else is in there wanting to get in there. So, well, that's it. Tuesday for now from Uniform Whiskey.
Yeah, very good. That's Carlin. He's in Bethpage, Kilo Delta 4 Victor Uniform Whiskey. Must be a night. So I'll want to get on. Is there anybody else out there before we move on? North, south, east, or west? All righty, we had 33 check-ins on the 2 meters. We're going to move right over, unless I hear a complaint, to 28415. Any last-minute check-ins for lurkers, lollygaggers, or sandbaggers? Very good. We'll move over to 10 meters. We'll see you there. 5K4 PEW, as they say, QSYing over to that frequency. This is Tobacco Whiskey with the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. Looking for check-ins from the west. Please come now.
KM4 YRF.
Very good, Michael. You have a good signal out of Bellshire. That's Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. Who else is west?
54 TXC Christian.
Our antenna is still working good in the rain. Kilo Golf 4 Charlie X-Ray Echo. That's Chris in Donaldson. Who else is west?
KG4 LV Jack and.
All righty, that's Jack from the Garden area of Donaldson. Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor. Good signal on yours as well tonight. 10 meters sounds good.
Yeah, conditions are good.
Very good. Anyway, Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor and Jack in Donaldson. Who else is west?
Direct 10 meters sounds great.
Yeah, it does sound good tonight. That's Kilo Golf 4 Charlie Victor Echo. Greg in south or west or south?
Bravo 5 Echo Charlie Victor.
All right, I got Larry. Larry's is west Kilo Bravo. If I had to get that call right there, Kilo Bravo 5 Echo Charlie Victor in Walter Akil. L4 go. Hit me again, Jeff. Yeah, you're making it. It's a very, very, very tiny signal, but I can hear you okay. It's just like it's like you're talking through a straw. But no, I can hear you. Is anybody else hearing Jeff up in Madison?
I am, no problem.
Okay, he's hearing. Is anybody else hearing Jeff? You can hear you, Chris. You can hear him as well.
Yes. You're correct.
Can anybody else hear those tones I just heard on the frequency?
Yeah, I do.
What the heck is that?
He's on AM going up down the frequency now.
Oh wow. Well, it's making a nice racket. Anyway, who else is west or south?
Kilo 3 Mike Papa Romeo.
Hey, you sound good in there. Mike. Well, Mike KM4YRF. Are you copying Mike K3 Mike Papa Romeo?
I am on 10 meters. Meters though.
Wait a minute. You didn't hear him on 10 meters.
No, I'm listening to him now on 10 meters, but I couldn't hear him at all on 2 meters. Yeah, to be honest, I wasn't hearing anybody but you on 2 meters.
Oh wow, wow. What are you using for 2 meters?
But 10, I'm hearing everybody.
All right, very good. Glad to hear it. That was Kilo 3 Mike Papa Romeo here in Mount Juliet. West or south? Over to the east? East, please come now. Well, I was waiting for you. I started to write down your call, hoping you'd be next. How you doing, Earl?
Pretty well. Things big here pretty well. Pretty well. Staying dry.
Yeah, very good. That's Earl, Kilo Golf 4 Delta Echo Zulu. Anybody hearing a station I can't hear? All right. Well, let's go to the north then.
WB0
Very good. You guys good. Sound good. We talked about tonight there, Mark?
No, I don't hear Earl over here.
Yeah, I guess that's not too surprising. He was a little low to me. Copy, just not a big signal. But he was the only one you couldn't hear?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, cool. So what are you using for an antenna? I forget.
That's a vertical wire dipole.
Ah, that's right. Nice cheap way to.
Yeah, sure is.
Well, it's easy to discount homemade wire antennas, but they work.
Yeah, the only advantage to aluminum is I could have extended beyond the top of the tower.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. A well-designed wire antenna can work really good. Anyway, that's Whiskey Bravo Zero, November Oscar. Anybody else north?
Kilo Echo 4, Romeo Victor, Quebec.
Ah, very good, Brent. Sounds good.
Yeah, surprisingly tall because I'm using an end-fed dipole and it's on a slope.
Well, it's an end fed, but not a.
Yeah, an end-fed's what I meant.
Yeah, it just sounded funny when you said that. Now, or it could be a center fed, end fed antenna. How about that?
It could be any one of the above.
Yeah, very good, Brent. You sound good. Romeo Victor, Quebec. Anybody else? Please come down. Any plays anywhere? Please come down. Good. We'll close out the net. I don't know how many we had, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 check-ins on 10 meters. Well, it's a little above average for normal, but we're doing good. Anyway, appreciate all the check-ins. I'm going to close down on that. You guys have a great night. K4P.
You change antennas because you're booming it over here on me.
No, same antenna.
What do you run at? I really don't know, but I just know that usually you're Q5 with me, but now I got you about that 5 to 7.
Must be conditioned.